Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to another episode on J of All Trades. Here you're looking into my bathroom in my tub shower where I've installed cement board, and I'm sure that you guys are past this point if you're looking to do some waterproofing with RedGard membrane. I've also applied thin set and tape to the walls and all the joints to provide a watertight seal, and I do have a previous video on this, and I'll include a link in the description so you guys can check it out. And I've actually applied thin set all around my niche to seal up any openings and any cracks. And finally, I applied waterproof silicone all around my tub at the bottom where it meets the cement board. And this is extremely important to do waterproofing and making sure that no water gets behind those walls. And finally, the moment you guys have been waiting for, applying the RedGard Waterproofing and Crack Prevention Membrane. This is a liquid elastomeric membrane that is used for waterproofing in showers and bathrooms, and I'm going to include a link in the description so you guys can go out there and get it. One of the very first things that you want to do before you apply this stuff is you want to tape around the edge of your tub, because some of the stuff will definitely get on there if you try to do it without taping it. So here you can see all around my tub is completely taped up. I would even recommend using a wider tape if you can. So here you can see all my tin set and everything is there that was used to waterproof this shower. But if you're like me, you could never have enough waterproofing. And so here I'm opening up this bucket and you can see everything looks pink. So to start out, I actually started with the joints, and I basically used a brush to apply this stuff liberally on all the joints and all the corners. And there you can see I got a little splash on the tub already, and that'll be easily cleaned out. I'll show you guys in a little bit. Now you really want to work this stuff into the joints and make sure that you get into any of the crevices, because this stuff is going to do a great job of waterproofing once it's done drying. When you first apply RedGard, it looks pink, and once it starts drying, it's going to look red. And you're going to notice that in the video as I go along. And here I am applying this stuff all around my fittings, including the faucet fitting, also the valve assembly, and any other fittings that you have for the shower or the handheld shower. You want to make sure that you get around these fittings really good, because these are points that could be potential leaks. So you want to make sure that it's all sealed up. One point around that definitely has some joints all the way around it would be the shower niche. And I made sure that I spent some time to really work this stuff into it and around it. Once you get started applying this stuff, you'll see that it really does absorb into the tin set and these joints. After applying this stuff to all of the joints, I basically let this dry for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I then used a painting pan to basically put some of this stuff in there, and I'm going to be applying this with a roller brush. And as you can see, I'm using a liner, because once you use this stuff on there, you just want to take that liner and toss it out. Now just keep in mind that this stuff is a lot thicker than paint, and so you're going to have to just work it into the roller just like you would with paint, but you have to kind of guide it along and roll it in there until you get enough on your roller brush. So I'm starting out with an up and down motion, and I'm just going to apply this just like I would painting. The reason why I'm doing this only in an up and down motion is because after this is finished drying, I will actually put another coat of this stuff, and I'm going to be applying it in a side to side motion, and that is to give me maximum coverage to get into all the gaps and crevices. It ensures that if you missed anything going up and down, that you'd get the coverage going side to side. And here you can really see the difference in color. With the wall to my left, you can see that everything is starting to look red as it begins to dry. And when I first apply this stuff, everything looks pink. This can be a great indicator to tell you how far along this stuff is in drying. To be honest, it's fairly easy to apply this stuff, but I would say the most challenging part of this entire process was actually trying to apply this stuff around these fittings. and also maintaining the same motion going up and down. There was probably a couple points where I had to turn the brush sideways to go side to side just to get that corner, but overall I was able to still maintain my up and down motion. So here is a visual of what my walls look like after the first coat of RedGard. I'm actually going to be installing a type of crown molding above there, so I'm leaving that alone. But overall, you can see here that this stuff is starting to dry nicely, and I'll be ready for the next coat. You can see that the first coat fully dried because it's all red, and now I'm starting to apply this stuff side to side, and this is going to give me maximum coverage, and any kind of potential misses that I made on the first coat is going to be covered in the second coat. And to be honest with you, that first coat looked like it gave me all the coverage I needed, but you can never be too sure, so I definitely recommend doing it this way so you have the maximum coverage that you can get out of this stuff. Once this stuff completely dries and cures, you'll be able to apply tile directly to this wall, and you'll be all set to go for your shower. Just a little tip here, if you apply the first coat of this stuff and then you want to do the second coat the next day, you could just simply take a plastic bag like this, and you could squeeze out the air out of the bag and then tie it up, and you can leave the brush in here, and the next day you can come back and apply your second coat. This prevents the brush from drying out and getting hard. After you're done, you can remove the tape around the edge of the tub, and you'll notice that a lot of the RedGard that would have ended up on the tub is on the tape. For anything that got on the tub, you can take a wet paper towel and simply just rub it out. This stuff is forgiving when it gets on the surface of a tub, and as you can see, I'm just putting a little bit of elbow grease and it just rubs right out there. Overall, I just had about maybe 3 or 4 spots that had this stuff on there, and as you can see, it's on the paper towel. You just take it and just keep rubbing until it comes out. This concludes my final stage of waterproofing with RedGard membrane. I want you guys to stay tuned because I'll be coming out with a video showing you guys how I'm going to install 12 by 24 tile on these walls. So thank you again for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel so you can continue to get more videos like this one. And I'll see you guys on the next one.